All right, welcome to Rotary, everybody.
Thank you, Doc.
The leads.
Bye.
Ramirez.
Today. It's amazing for people. Thank you for this rain. You guys know that we know that it's spring is coming, flowers with sunshine. Just want to bless everyone in this room. Thank you for this meal. Hope it nourish our bodies. Just need it right.
Thanks, thank you. I have any visitors today that I'm aware of. Anybody visitor that signs in needs to sleep. Couple of thank yous that we received. Beverly Farm, they came and presented. So we just got a nice thank you from them for the opportunity to come, and Taylor Justice, Beverly Farm. And then the food packing event. Yeah, you're good. Oh no, sorry. Rotary Club, dear friends, thank you for 2,000 gift for meds and food for kids ongoing to work to save Haiti's children. So thank you, letter from them. Good. Kind of slow on announcements. Anything else? Anybody have anything they want to announce?
We get set up at North Stable for the track pickup. Roadside pickup, a week from Saturday. We haven't done on Sunday before, already once motivation to come by me, but it's not a huge commitment to do that. Have to get it,
All right, great, thanks, man. Anybody else? Chad?
Real quick again, I know I saw your brother. Anybody knows anyone
would be a both family or do you exchange student? We still need a second, 75, so if you hear of anyone who might be interested or know of anyone, please let us know.
Yeah, thanks. Same approach. Sounds like you know something maybe more. Shooting a female, is that right? So very time frame on we identify that she is.
I think they still have should find out both families tomorrow night, I believe. So.
Yeah, a lot of work going on behind the scenes right now, so thank you, Jan and Chad and Rec Club actually too. So all right. Any other announcements? Real quick, Mohal sent me something, he was asking about the calendar being updated because I said, hey, don't bother me, go on the calendar. And he went on the calendar and shot me a screenshot. There's nothing on it. So I think either there's nothing on it or he's challenged. So Carolyn is a calendar.
Like I said, I still have a few days.
Okay, so I'm wrong. All right, so apologize. Not really. Were you here last week? Last week on announcements, I went through all the days. So we'll do it again real quick. May 16th indicated for this man right here. And then we had the annual meeting dinner on the 18th of June. Yeah. So we had that, and then there's some other dates. Fresh my memory that we talked about. Help you out. So yeah, sorry, Brian. I apologize. Really, I do apologize. All right, so that's where we're at. Then we have a dynamic speaker today, though. We really actually a person flew in. So it just speaks for himself. I mean, you're just going to be really impressed. So I'm glad you all are here, and should be something. So speaker Dave was something.
So much thunder.
Thanks. Sorry.
Thank you, Kai, for cutting down some words here for me. Yes, Musande is going to be our presenter today. He's an extremely active member here in the Edwardsville Rotary. He is the new district governor-elect for 6460 here in Illinois. I do have a couple words about Musande's bio. So 18 years of experience as a professor. He holds a PhD and a Master of Arts from Ohio University, an MBA in Business Analytics from SIUE, bachelor's degree from University of Zambia. His primary aim is to educate upcoming professionals in the realm of advanced computer and multimedia technologies. His expertise spans web development, data mining, analysis, utilizing tools such as HTML5, CSS, Adobe Cloud, PHP, jQuery, Bootstrap, Visual Studio, MySQL, MMSQL, WordPress, RapidMiner. All right, I'm gonna cut it there. There's a couple more. That was funny. These skills drive his teaching and research, allowing him to innovate and address practical challenges. Additionally, he offers guidance to Atemi Corp, a web solutions company founded in 2002. So more on the fun side here for Rotary. Again, very distinguished, certainly active, and his energy is encouraging for all of us and your service here and just your effort towards the club. We all appreciate it. But he is a 3-time Paul Harris Fellow and the District Governor-elect for Rotary International, District 6460, as I mentioned, in Illinois. Co-owns 314 STL Soccer Club, plays in the UPSL, serves on the board of SIU Credit Union and the Lynn S. Solon Foundation. So very well distinguished. Again, thank you for all you do. I did give Musande about an hour and a half heads up here before he spoke. We had some presenter stuff move around. So take this wherever you want. We'd love to hear about you personally and certainly kind of what you got going on in Rotary and what the future looks like. Thank you.
Go here. Hello, everybody. You want to start with birthdays and anniversaries? Where's Sky? Okay. Hi, everybody again. So Kada, thanks for the beautiful introduction. That was, yeah, pretty nice. Anyway, so like Kada said, I was asked to speak about my journey as a Rotarian and things I hope to do coming up as a district governor for our district here. So I'll start from the beginning. I was born and raised in Zambia, which is in southern part of Africa. And some of you have read about Zambia many times because of the Beto's family, they have projects over there. And we have had some global grants opportunities with clubs in Zambia. And the kids at EHS, they do letter writing for kids in Zambia. So there's a lot going on with Zambia, obviously. I was born in a family of 7 kids. My parents were Catholic, obviously. And 2 boys, 5 girls. My dad was a bank manager for Barclays Bank, which is a British bank. And my mom was a public health nurse. But my dad is dead now, so I feel emotional about him. My mom is alive. She's going to live forever. As far as education is concerned, I went to school in Zambia. I went to Catholic boarding schools. So from like 7 years old to 17, they just ship you out with 500 other boys, and you go home 3 times a year. So that was a good experience. Then I went to university there. Then I came from a grad school in Ohio, as Keda said. I came to Edwardsville in 2007 after I finished my PhD in 2006. And I was in the JCs in Collinsville. In fact, when I came here that year, the JCs are just folded in Edwardsville. So I went on the internet, looked them up, and Patrick Hack from the Bank of Edwardsville then, his name showed up. So I walked into the bank and they looked up this guy. They called him from the back. I think he works in the back. They hide him. And I was like, man, what's happening with this thing? So he says, oh, the Collinsville chapter is still there. We can go there. So we started going over there. Then I became a community vice president for the Collinsville Justice chapter. And I was appointed to the Economic Development Commission. And that's where I met Kai. And over there, I was pretty active in the JCs. I designed the Wi-Fi system that they have on Main Street. I also fundraised for the fishing dock that's behind the Audi. There's a lake there. So we had to build a fishing dock that had wheelchair accessibility. So I did that. And I was also part of the group that built the first dog park in this area next to the Harp Funeral Home in Collinsville on Main Street. But while I was doing that, my brother-in-law shows up here. You guys have seen my brother-in-law. He's a tall guy, Godfrey. And he's a Rotarian, always has a pin. And he was like, hey, Msonda, you should become a Rotarian, you know? Because I was asking about the pin that he was wearing. And coincidentally, I was also in the Citizens Advisory Commission or committee with the school district here. And our chairman was none other than Mark Shashek. Same pin. You always had the pin. So I was like, Mark, what is this pin about? Do you still have it? You have your pin on? Otherwise, it would fine you, you know? So Mark is like, oh, just come over. So Mark brings me over. And 3 meetings later, I was a Rotarian. So thanks, Mark. So whatever problems I've caused in this club, you should blame me. Anyway, so when I got here, I was very inspired by the service projects that this club was doing. I mean, very dynamic, very well known in the community. And I jumped right in. I was in the committee of the first Rotarians as well, new Rotarians as well, called then. So doing all sorts of things like food drives, clothing drives. So I'll take the little, jackets and everything to EHS or to Riverbend, daycare and whatnot. So that was very nice. And I learned a lot about Rotary then. I also like the fellowship and friendships that we make as Rotarians. Found new drinking buddies, Where's Gina? Where's Gina? Gina is not here. Found new drinking buddies, obviously, and yeah, from then on, everything has been nice and smooth. But one thing I really appreciated though is the growth through leadership. So that year I joined in, I think, February 2013, and the district conference that year was in Peoria. So district conference is always in the fall. So at this point, Mr. John Gibbons has figured me out. He knows I was an alien at that point. I wasn't a citizen then. So he came to me and said, hey, if you really want to know about Rotary, you should go to the district conference. I was like, what is that? He says, oh, you just come with me. It's on Saturday, I'll go with you. So he comes over to my house. I was staying by North Kansas there, and he drives over to my house. And as soon as he get out of my house, he gets out of the car, becomes the passenger, tells me to drive. So I drove him to Peoria. But in 3 hours of going up there with him, he was like, you know what? We used to have a very active youth exchange program here, but it's not very active. And you coming from overseas, you might be interested in doing it. So why don't you become the youth exchange officer? And that's how I was hooked into that thing. So for 10 years, I was YEO in this club. But if you heard my bio too, I'm very into technology. One of the things that I was asked to do as soon as I got here was to work on the website. So I used to do the website. And as websites go, the youngest person gets to pick it up then. So Jack came over and we pushed it to Jack. So did a good job. And then now we have Caroline doing it. So I used to do the website as well. Then I was put on the board. And the board development in our club is really awesome. I mean, most clubs in our district, in fact, in the entire world, don't have this structure where you come in and you're doing like slow development until you become president, like our President Kai. And then they kick you out and you become not the dead president, but the past president, like Dan. But through the 7 years on that thing, I mean, you're learning a lot. You're interacting with so many people and just developing as a human being. So why am I passionate about Rotary? Well, number one is a service above self. I consider myself as somebody who's capable. And I grew up in a community where we were told that if you're capable, you're in charge. Meaning that if you have two hands, help the person that has one hand. Does that make sense? Okay. So that's a service above self concept for me. Because I can do it, so I have to help somebody else that can't. I'm also passionate about Rotary because of the local community impact that we have. You won't believe how many people ask about what is Rotary, and then I have to explain. And then they've heard from different people what we're doing and everything. And for some reason, they think all the clubs here are just one club. So people in Goshen, obviously, they get pissed. They think they are made to be part of us. But we have a huge local impact, One of the things we did when I joined was the airplane park build. That was a huge event. And I think when I joined, it was already taking place. You guys had fundraised. But just showing up there, working every day with so many people, and then having my little kids go up there, the slides and swings and everything, that was beautiful for me. But also, this thing is huge. I mean, it's got a global collaboration. It's all over the place. But this year's, in my year, the theme is going to be creating lasting impact. So I'm going to talk about that. But that also is something that really makes me passionate. So around the world, there's 1.4 million of us. It fluctuates. There's 46,000 clubs. We are in over 200 plus countries and territories. But we're all united by one mission, which is service above self. And I've experienced this. I travel a lot internationally. And I've been to Rotary clubs in South America where they speak in Spanish. But it's the same concept. You show up, you do the forward tests, or you do, in some places, they do a pledge to the president, or if it's in England, to the king or the queen. So just different modalities, but the mission is the same. Everybody across the world, they're aiming for the same thing, which is to improve the lives of somebody else. One of the things that we've done over the years, and Mr. Bill Philip is very passionate about this, and Mr. Rodney over there, is the polio eradication. So since 1988, in 1988, when this thing started, there was 350,000 cases of polio every year. And Rotarians thinking big were like, we have to solve this thing. And now there's very few cases and in very isolated areas. And we kind of figured out the reason why those cases exist. But we're very, very close to eradicating polio. And this idea of eradicating polio should make us think about other bigger things, right? Because if we work together, we have a long-term vision, guess what? We're going to achieve a lot of stuff. Over the years, over $2.5 billion has been invested in this effort and millions of volunteers. So nobody's getting paid here, I hope. Unless you are, you haven't told me, but we're all volunteers. But imagine volunteers showing up to do this huge effort. It's amazing. No other organization, our type, has actually achieved this level of scale and this level of impact. The goal, obviously, is eradication, and we keep working towards that. When I was asked to speak about this, I thought about people in our organization here, in our club, that might not know a lot more beyond what the club does, right? But at the club, the most important unit at the club is the member. Each one of us, we're the most important. Because if we don't show up, there's no club, right? But when we show up, then we build a club. The club, though, is part of a district. So the pin that I wear nowadays, because I'm bougie nowadays, so my pin is different. It has the district on it. So I'll show you the district map. The district is part of a zone. So in our zone, we're zone 31, there's about 30 districts, really big. And then the zones are part of the Rotary International. So each of these structures have their own leadership. At the club, we have, wonderful leadership here. And like I said earlier, our structure is very different from other clubs because we build slowly until we get to president and past president. The district is kind of similar. The district kind of similar. It's also we have a tier system, so you just don't become district governor. They start you off at a certain level. At the club level, we focus on local projects. Obviously, we do fellowship and leadership development, like I've mentioned, and then also community engagement. So we urge all Rotarians to show up in the community and be proud to be a Rotarian. Talk about what Rotary is, and that's how we attract more members here. That's how I joined, because I asked Mark. Mark was like, just come. He brought me here, and it's been so many years now. So community engagement is important. Without that, we're not going to grow. Okay, so that's our geographical area. We are District 6460. We have 48 clubs right now because we just lost 2 this past year. One in Bushnell, and then another one just down the road here, Riverbend. We shouldn't be losing clubs, but sometimes it does happen. Like the community just atrophies, people leave, and then you have the same people doing, committees all the time, so they get tired. So we need to be changing people on committees, making people feel energized and engaged and so forth. The district is really important for the clubs. At the district level, we conduct trainings. As a matter of fact, tomorrow I'll be training. What's your name? Yeah, Bob? Our president-elect, they're none other than Mr. Dave Benton, is coming for spring training tomorrow in Springfield. At this event, all the presidents-elect gather and we go through the Rotary structure, we go through the goals for the year, all sorts of stuff. So when he comes back, it's going to be fresh ideas, very energetic, and as handsome as he is, he's going to be very telegenic as well. We also do grants, different levels of grants. Recently, I think Laura was talking about the small grant that we got to do the shindig at 1818. We also do like bigger grants, district grants to pay for things around the district, but we also do global grants. So in our district, in fact, we've been very fortunate over the years to have it's not on? Better? Yes. Man. Okay. Thank you. So as soon as I mentioned TK, people are like, where am I hearing it, you know? Anyways. So the grants, we have global grants as well. And I was saying that we've been very fortunate in this club to have had the district global grants chair. So right now it's Dr. TK. Then before that, it was Caleb Smith. Before that, it was John Gibbons. And because of that infrastructure that we built, our club is one of the best at actually doing global grants. Global grants help communities outside our own community, but it's collaboration with the Rotary Club overseas for the most part. At the district, we also do fiscal management. So there's a lot of things going on, like with the club dues. Some of the dues go to the district. And at the district, we have to disseminate all this money. So we have a treasurer, we have a finance committee. I think Dan is on the finance committee that meets every quarter. It's audited. So we try to keep the money aspect also going properly there. We also do district governor leadership, which is training people. In fact, we're looking for people all the time to be on committees. We have different committees. We have membership committee, we have public image committee. We have finance committee, we have foundation committee. We have several disaster relief committees, all sorts of committees. But people from there are the ones that are going to go up in leadership at the district level. In my case, my journey was to be a district international service chair. So when Maura Donnelly was our district governor, she's from Highland. She came to a golf tournament in a nice yellow Mustang. And she's like, hey, she just pulled up there and I was dragging my bag to, over to Oakbrook. She was like, I have something for you. I was like, what is that? I thought she was going to let me drive the Mustang. I was like, no, I want you to be the disc. I was like, what is the disc? So she says, that's a district international service chair. And then I became that. But my job there was just basically to help other clubs get familiar with how to have opportunities with other clubs overseas. So we're very rigorous training to become a district governor. And in my year, this is my G line. We call it the G line, which is the governor line. So I'm going to be the district governor. Right behind me is Nancy Waters. She's from Quincy. And then right behind her is John Looney. He's from, where's John from? Oh my God. He's going to be upset because I know he's from up north. He's from up north. Yeah. Okay. And then our current governor is Bill Knack. He's from Havana. In fact, we just had a meeting at his house 2 weeks ago. So this group here, we meet often, and sometimes it's by Zoom, sometimes it's in person. So I had to go to Havana to be at Bill's house with all these guys to plan for my year. The next level is the zone level. So the zone level is comprised of districts, several of them. And we have, of course, the zone director, but below that level, we have people that are doing training. So we do a ton of training in this organization. In fact, last summer, we had the Small Zone Institute here in St. Louis, and I think some people went. Maybe Chad went because he expressed interest. And then this year, we have a big one in New Orleans in August. So the zone organizes that stuff. They also help with strategic coordination. So one of the things we do in Rotary is to put money together. So, for example, our club has some money, we throw it in the pot. And then another club could be from Bloomington, they throw it in the pot. Another one could be from Memphis, Tennessee, they throw it in the pot. And then when you put all this money together to fund the global grants, Rotary International is going to match that, right? So if you had $100, they match 80%, so you have 180 now. That's how you make multi-district grants to happen. So I'm looking at you. Yours could be a good candidate for that, So the zone is going to help us do that, to bring other districts together. This is our director right now. His name is Brian Hall. He's from Louisiana. And his journey is very, like everybody else has a journey, I just told you what my journey was here. For him, it was after suffering health scare and volunteering in Russian orphanages. So he saw the need. And he was like, something in me wants to be a Rotarian, you know? And then he became a Rotarian, and he's very dynamic. This is a guy that you want to listen to the whole day because, you know, sometimes I say I've got the gift of the gab. He has 2 gifts of the gab. He's a very dynamic speaker. He's a wonderful man. Okay. And then it keeps going. So we have the Rotary International. As a matter of fact, at our training tomorrow, somebody from Rotary International, who's in charge of the fundraising for the whole organization, she's coming to speak to Deb's group. So she'll be there both Friday and Saturday. But Rotary International is the mother, you know, the mothership basically. It offers global leadership. It also manages the Rotary Foundation. And all of us, you know, we contribute to the Rotary Foundation. That's how we become Paul Harris Fellows and whatnot. It also manages the global grants. There's a lot of money that's being spent on global grants and a lot of coordination. Actually, for a global grant to happen, the recipient or the host club, they have to do a huge community assessment. To do a community assessment, you need a group of people called cadres to help you come up with specifics and define your goals, define your sustainability issues and everything. So it's pretty involved, and we're really happy or unfortunate to also have people at RI helping us. They're also big into peace and development programs. So peace is something that has to happen. I mean, you know, you wake up one day and there's conflict, Rotarians step up all the time. Peace is achieved through our 7 areas of focus, you know. It could be maternal child health. When people are healthy, they're at peace. Agriculture projects, water projects, education, that kind of thing. All those things build peace. We also have peace programs in universities, 7 universities right now, in Asia, Africa, Europe, where we send students to go study and become peace fellows. Those come back and they become our ambassadors. That group is also organized similar to ours. It's a tiered system. So they pick the RI president from the group of directors or trustees or things of that nature. So this year, our current RI president is Francesco Arezzo. He's from Italy. Good guy. I just met him in January over in Orlando. We had the International Assembly there. And then July 1st, the next president for RI is Olayinka Hakim Babalola. He's from Nigeria. And then after him is Larry Lansford from Kansas City. So Larry is going to be president in 2027 and 2028. In fact, you guys know about the Rotary baseball game between the Cardinals and the Cubs. Yeah, so this year is going to be, I think, May 30th, and Larry is going to throw the first pitch. So we're all encouraged to go there and hang out with him. He's a very nice man. Long-term Rotarian, and he has a Rotarian ethos. So now wrapping it up, what Rotary means to me, of course, I've made lifelong friendships here. Also the meaningful service, I love that aspect of it. And I hate to miss things like the food packaging, but when you're doing it, I was in Havana. Otherwise I could have been there. And also global collaboration. Everywhere you go, as long as you have the pin, people will be like, I know what that is. And you can just jump into any meeting, have a meal, they'll take you around, and nobody will be upset that you're there. Even the Rotary magazine, I've encountered people come to me, like on the plane, you know, you have your magazine like this and they're walking, and they're like, oh, I know what that is. So we're a very recognizable brand. And because the brand is recognizable, and that's what builds respect for our organization, we can collaborate across the world. Also, just an opportunity to make a difference. All of us joined for a reason, but the reason changes. And I've heard Mark Bogo speak to new Rotarians during the orientation, saying, you know, you might be joining for one thing, but once you really tap into the service, you're going to be a changed person. So, and that change basically happens when you have an opportunity to make a difference. So thank you. For my year, and I guess you guys can see the typo at the top. I think Carter already alluded to why that might happen. You see the typo? What's the typo? Yeah. You saw it?
Yes.
So as a teacher, this makes me mad. Like, I could actually want to change it right now, but it's supposed to be 2027. Sorry about that. So when I'm district governor, here's what I plan to do. I want to lean into innovation and technology because there's a lot of potential to use AI to get new members and figure that out. So that's what you guys will be seeing as communication from me. And also club creation. There's a lot of pockets in our district that don't even have a club yet. For example, just south of Granite City, we have the Madison, Venice, Brooklyn area. Nobody ever went there to start a club. And I've been in touch with them. And they're like, yeah, we didn't even know about this, right? So there's places where we can do club creation. I mean, the whole point for Rotary is to grow membership. The more we are, and we keep the same values, we're going to help more people. Another thing is new partnerships. So apart from the global grants that help a community, we can also make what are called programs of scale. These require partnerships with other organizations like the World Food Program, the UN and things of that nature. So we can start here at our local club, the district, as well as the zone, and make bigger impact. And of course, creating lasting impact as our theme is going to be. So last but not least, of course, everybody, okay, not everybody, but I've been asked a lot of times, where are you from? I'm from Edwardsville. I don't know, but really, where are you from? I'll give you one example. So you guys know I run marathons, and right now I'm training for one, actually. That's why I've lost some weight. But I was running a marathon one time, and in downtown St. Louis, so I'm coming down on Delma, coming down to the arch. And this older man catches up to me, and he's like, where are you from? I said, I'm from Edwardsville. He was like, I don't know, but where are you from? I said, I'm from Zambia. And he says, oh, so you're not from Kenya? I said, no, that's why you caught up to me, dude. Because Kenyans can run, right? I mean, yeah, that's their comparative advantage. I'm not fast at all. I just want to finish that thing. It's too tough. But over there, we speak in proverbs all the time. And one proverb that really makes my heart melt all the time is this one. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Which is what Rotary really is. We put many hands together, and as a result, we have bigger impact. So thank you, everybody, and let's continue the service above self, and together we shall create lasting impacts. Yes. Question, sure.
Not really, but it's probably a good segue. So you're gonna hear more about this, but his induction on May 16th, I'm not part of the committee, I'm just here to, I just decided to talk about it. District governor is a big deal. I mean, we're part of the Everton Club here. District governor is a big deal. So it's a big deal for assignment. Our last district governor on this club, Bill or Ann, and Bill last name. Years ago, it was a big deal. So I've been talking to current district governor. He sent me some outlines of his induction, last year's induction. This is a big deal. It's not included in our dues, so it is going to be, and there's no budget item for this. So tickets will be on sale on the event. It's important that as a club, we support this event. I'm even suggesting if you want to, maybe you want to pay for extra tickets so we can have some members come that maybe don't want to spend the money or is position with family or whatever, that don't have it. We can take donations for that, provide tickets to people. Otherwise, they wouldn't come. It's a real stress to their budget. But we really need a big turnout for that. So share with our members. There'll be more details coming out. Again, I'm not on the committee, so I don't have the details, but it's very important we show up for this event. There'll be a lot of people from the district, around the state, and from other districts within our region. short over this, so, yeah, put it on your calendar, May 16th. We don't have a location yet, we're still working with everything's, we will come up with something yet. But look it on your calendar, there'll be more information over the next 4 months, but please make an effort. And every other day to come back with a spouse, whoever's gonna get a nice crowd that night. There's be heavy hors d'oeuvres or cash bar, so it's not a big dinner type thing, but it is a very important thing for our club. Okay.
But my glasses. I could be the
8:32.
0832.
And. All right. Musanda on behalf of you. Very good. Oh, okay, all right. Real quick, Carter, nice introduction. I apologize because I just basically kind of almost through. So you did a nice job. Thank you, Musanda. And if we had more Musandas in the world would be a better place. He's a unique guy. First time I met him, he said in Collinsville. So just a great individual. And that was interesting. So thank you very much. Dan had a real good comment too. It just simply, it's like, man, this is important. And it is. We're kind of mobile throughout the ink house. Because I told you last week, we're looking for different venues. No Nelson is not available. We looked at outlet is not available. So I'm gonna. What's that? Yeah, thank you. But I'll check with you guys probably that since somebody. So anyway, but we just need to make sure that night is really represented so well. Yeah, thank you. Congratulations. Birthdays, do you want to sing it now or it's gonna wait till next week?
Let's sing.
Yeah. Who all has a birthday this month? That's here. March birthdays? Doug, anybody else? That's it? All right, let's sing happy birthday to Doug, okay? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Doug. Happy birthday to you. Right, Doug, how long you been over there? 18 years. All right. All right, we'll go there this month. And then with that being said, hold on. Back to the planning skill. Next week, who do we have? S.J. Morrison has indication, Mulhall and Jennifer White are greeters. And we have Courtney McGill as the Courtney, got it, okay, as a presentation, so thank you. All right, the things we think, say, and do. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. You're not here to this.
One bar left. Hey, oh, yeah, it's on. How you doing, about yeah, but no, you're hey, Mark, congratulations. Nice.
And I'll, it's looks like it's